Hey, what's good, y'all? It's C Will, and this is the Passive Income Network. On this podcast, we talk about investing in assets that produce passive income. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment and say what's good. On this episode, we have a special podcast feature with real estate investor Brent Bowers. Welcome to the show, Brent.
Hey, C Will, what's going on?
I'm well. Life's good over here. How about yourself?
Good. We just got back from the Florida Keys, so I'm loving all the blues and the very teal. So I thought we were going like in the ocean or something. So
You
I'm excited, man.
kind of matching with the colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like you're down in the Keys.
Excellent. Yeah. I haven't been to Florida yet, but I do plan to make my way there. I hear it's beautiful.
Yeah, man, it's great. And passive income. I love the passive income network. I mean, that's why I have the life I have now. I didn't quit my job to create another one. I wanted passive income.
Okay. Yeah. Let's get to it then, Brent. Can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself? Introduce yourself.
Yeah, man. I started in real estate in 2007. I ultimately failed big time, quit in 2009, was basically went homeless, joined the military, did a couple deployments to Afghanistan, had a failed marriage, got a divorce, and basically met another woman of my dreams, got married, had babies, and then I was preparing for combat deployment number 3 in the Army. I was an Army officer,
Okay.
working like 13, 14-hour days. I was about to be away from home for another year and a half, and I was scared to death history was going to repeat itself. So I was looking for answers. I was listening to the 4-Hour Work Week in my car. I was searching podcasts just like the Passive Income Network, and I found land investing. No one else was talking about land investing. And I listened to it. I took immediate action in early 2016. I started buying land and I would sell it on seller financing. I would allow people to make payments to me. And sometimes I get payments for up to 30 years on some of the land that I sell. So my passive income just keeps building and building and building every time we do a land deal. And that's what allows me, lifestyle freedom.
Hey, sounds amazing. And I love the energy as well. That means you're happy, you're glowing it, and you're living it. Can we back up a little bit right here? So your specialty is you said land, vacant land. Can you kind of break down a little bit of difference? Most people I know usually only know about residential or maybe commercial. So can you just talk about the difference a little bit and then we'll dive
Yeah.
in some more?
I go for residential
And hold on,
land.
I'm just putting my charger in. Continue to talk. Don't
Yeah,
mind me.
man, go ahead. I go for vacant, raw. There's nothing on this land, and it's residential land. It could be big parcels. It could be small parcels of land. It could be right in the middle in the neighborhood. It doesn't matter. I am looking for land that I can buy at a discount. I want to buy this stuff at a discount. I'm not paying full retail price. So I'm buying the stuff at a discount. And 99 out of 100 people are going to say no. They're not going to sell me their land at a discount. So I've built a machine that generates what I call LOLs, my land offer letters, every single day. People in certain areas of the country where land is in demand, where land is actually selling, where people want this land, people that own land in those areas get my letters every single day that
Okay.
go out saying, hey, I'll pay you exactly this much for your land. They sign it and send it back. And then I find my buyer that wants to buy it for a little bit more. That either I'll sell it quick for cash or my preferred method, the passive income
Passive
way.
income. Yeah. Okay. So like sometimes I drive through the neighborhood, I see vacant land. If I'm like going to maybe I'm in the Northwest. So sometimes I go out to like Seattle or so one of these different type of areas. You could spot an opportunity. And I know Arizona is popular right now, I guess, for real estate. So then you write a letter and contact the owners of this land, and then you make your deals from there.
Yeah,
Can
that's
you
one
dive in?
method. That's one
Yeah.
method. I'm not driving around and looking at this land. I actually just purchased a piece of land yesterday.
Okay.
Already have a buyer for it. It's 20 minutes from my house. I have not driven to it. I'll let
Okay.
the realtors go to it. But yeah, so basically I do it a little bit similar to that. I'll go on redfin.com or zillow.com. These are free resources and I'll
Yep.
see where the land's selling. I'll see the neighborhoods that it's selling in and I'll see the exact size parcel that is selling, the most common parcel size, and then I'll figure out what that parcel's selling for by the acre or by the square foot. And then I'll backwards plan from that or reverse engineer that. Okay, I want to make $10,000 per parcel of land. So I'll send a letter to each owner that owns a piece of land in that area of that neighborhood
Hmm.
for like 50 or 60 cents on the dollar. And if they sign it and send it back, I just got ching, like pure gold. That's why I call my LOLs, because every time I get one back, I laugh out loud because it worked again. And if anybody wants a copy of that, they can go to thelandsharks.com/LOL. LOL is in land offer letter or laugh out loud.
Yep.
And get a copy of that. This letter is working by far better than anything else I've ever used. I've used postcards. I've sent out people that looks like checks. And these LOLs are, I'm triple split testing this. Basically, it's working better than any other thing.
Yep.
And it's working. That's what I use in my business every day. And I teach my students how to do the same thing.
Okay. Let's talk more about your business. You said students. Can
Yeah.
So what, you have a training program going to teach others this?
Yeah. In 2018, I haven't had a real job since 2018 when the Army allowed my resignation, allowed me to get out. I had a lot of time on my hands. I had built up my passive income to $9,000 a month. The money was coming in. It was paying my bills. So I started going to a lot of coffee appointments because I started a real estate meetup with my real estate broker. We partnered on that. It's still going today at Jarhead Coffee in Colorado Springs. They meet the first Tuesday of every month. But anyhow, it's still going today. And I was meeting a lot of these people for coffee and training them like what I was doing and teaching them what I was doing. And here's the thing. They weren't taking action. So I talked to one of my coaches, Tom Kroll, who started Wholesaling Inc., another great podcast, the Wholesaling Inc. podcast.
Nice.
I interview a student every week that's crushing it in land. And I deep dive their whole situation and like their whole process. It's just like a mini case study every week. But Tom Kroll said, man, you're making the big mistake. You're not charging these people. So they're taking your knowledge for granted. So I started charging. So I was one-on-one coaching and I ended up having 16 people. So then I changed the whole structure and we made it a community. I did video modules. We do weekly support calls. And that's been going for a couple of years now, since 2019 timeframe. And more land deals now with my students than I did before.
Excellent. Well, yeah, kudos to y'all, to everyone that's doing it. Real estate is popping. Can I ask you about the overall market?
Yeah, man.
How does we had Fed pals doing interest rate hikes up and down. We've seen, it looks like real estate prices for, I guess, residential's going down. Commercial, like real estate REITs are having a lot of trouble. What is the vacant land opportunities like right now in the macro?
I'll tell you, back in July when those interest rates spiked, my business kind of stood still for about 30 days. Like it was crickets. Like no one knew what to do. Like the builder stopped buying, the developer stopped buying. I had just purchased a $1.2 million parcel and we were going to build 34 townhomes. Me and my partners, not me. I'm not a builder.
Yeah.
But so it was like a little bit of a like, oh my God, what do we do? And let me tell you what, things keep rolling. Like we used to say, the Army keeps rolling along. The real estate business keeps going. Things keep going. People pause in fear because we don't know. Oh my God, the interest rates just went up to 7%, 6%. It keeps humming along. And a lot of these, I don't use the banks. My land deals, the banks are not involved. Banks don't lend on this land.
Like hard money? Or break it down.
I am the bank. So I buy this land with my own cash, or I have the seller let me make payments to them for the land. And I turn around and become the bank for my buyer. So that gives me a great opportunity that the banks don't lend on this. Plus, when I'm buying it from the seller, see, if you took away all financing, credit cards, the price of everything would go down. Vehicles, houses, real estate, everything, if you took away from financing. So whenever a bank will not finance on land, guess what? It brings the price down. So the seller has to either sell it to me for a good deal, a good price, or two, they need to take payments. And it works the same way when I sell it. If I'm offering someone the ability to make $200, $300, $400 a month for the next 360 months, I just open my buyer's pool to where I have people beating down my door for this land.
That sounds great. And we know there's no more land growing in the world, except I guess in maybe Dubai or Saudi Arabia somewhere with sand, but that's a whole different scenario. Okay. Can we talk more about financial freedom? You know, how does it feel a little bit? And if you can give some advice or for someone new, I have some military buddies, right? That are they're out the military for several years now, and they're trying to get themselves into an entrepreneurship mindset. And then real estate is something that's always get tossed around with the stock market. Can you give some advice to someone who was in your position a few years back?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Financial freedom is amazing. But here's the trap.
Hmm.
I got myself into this when I got up to $9,000 a month and got out of the military. I was only making $4,500 a month in the military. Guess what?
Mm.
My expenses rose because as I was like making more money, we started going on more trips. The restaurants got a little nicer, turned into
Yep.
white tablecloths rather than rickety tables. So that was one thing. Like, that's a trap. Be careful
Yep.
because your expenses will go up with your income, and some days, some months, your income could slow down. So that was one trap that I found myself when I went from making $4,500 a month to $9,000 a month to
Hmm.
$55,000 a month. Because when I got to $55,000 a month, a lot of those land notes paid off. Those payments paid off. Those mortgages that I was providing paid off because they were very short term. They were like 12 months. So
Mm.
we had a dip in our income, but guess what? Our expenses were way up here still. So I had to go out there and work harder. So
Yeah,
that's
that's scary.
one piece of advice. Don't let
Yep.
your expenses creep with your income. Number two is, most of the time in the military, we only have 4-year contracts. It's a little
Mm.
bit different on the officer side, but when I was enlisted, I had a 4-year contract. Same thing when an officer, I actually had a 3-year contract, but I had to put in a resignation to get out. That 3 years came so fast. See, I'm telling you, like, I took 3 years. I had a 3-year runway to get my land business going from 2016, 17, 18. Actually, it was a little bit less than that, almost a little over 2 years.
Yep.
But that 2 years runs out very quickly. And a lot of people I see in the military, they wait until they ETS or completely separate from the military, is probably the correct term for it.
Okay.
From when they completely separate to start their second career. I say, why wait? Start now. Start making those decisions now. You might say, hey, I can't save money today because I'm spending everything I make. Well, then go cancel Netflix. Lower your cell phone subscription and start
Yep.
saving money right now. And I'm not a big proponent on saving money. I'm just saying that you can free up funds very quickly, to start investing in crypto or investing in the stock market, or buy that piece of land for $285 and flip it to a realtor for $5,000. That was my first land deal.
Mm.
I traded $285. I was scared to death. I had no clue what I was doing. I started calling realtors. Thank God the first one I called wanted to buy it from me.
Wow. Yeah, you put yourself in a situation. And the main thing I hear what you're really talking about is being financially literate as well.
Literate. Yes, that's a great word, man.
Yeah.
Just start educating. But here's the thing, like, so many people get in the education mode. I have a whole bookshelf full of books over here that if I read 5 of these books and implemented, actually, if I just read one of them and implemented everything in the book, I'd be a multimillionaire. And real estate has allowed me to become a multimillionaire. But most of the time, people just read the book and they put it down if they
Yep.
get through the whole thing, or they listen to your Passive Income Network podcast. And you have gold every time you do one of these interviews. There's pure
Oh,
gold
yes.
nuggets. And guess what? Like, most people will listen and then they'll listen again next week when another one comes out. You have to take the second to write down the gold nugget, and then the next step to take the time to implement it, whether it be right now or you time block in your calendar for this evening when you put the kids to bed. Like, me and my
Yep.
wife used to write letters in our basement when we put our newborn down. So you just got to, like, knowledge is power, but not really. You have to implement that knowledge. And if you
Applied
don't have time to
knowledge.
do it, yeah, applied knowledge. You got to apply that knowledge. And if you don't have time to do it, find someone else that will apply it. We've got upwork.com, virtual assistants.
Yep.
Like I have a virtual assistant that's got her master's. I'm like, I barely graduated high school.
That's a steal right there. Easy. Okay. One more advice before we start to close out. Vacant lots again. Can you just throw a pointer out there of something that you experienced that you had to overcome throughout a process of buying a lot or selling a
Yes.
lot?
talking to landowners. And if you, like, for instance, like I train a lot of people on how to buy and sell land, and how to, like, I literally have 10 students that have done over $500,000 in land in the last 12 months. And that's $500,000 net profit, like actual profit. And here's the thing that they all say: you have to get in front of landowners. How can you get in front of landowners? You can mail them that LOL I just gave you, the landsharks.com/LOL. You can call them, you can text them. Literally, you can, like you said, driving around, you see a piece of vacant raw land, you can pull them up on the Deal Machine app. I love the Deal Machine app. Drivingforland.com. That's a promo code where you can get a free trial to that and a mail credit to start taking action right now. But you have to get in front of landowners, whatever it takes.
Makes sense. Thank you for that, Brent. Let the people know where to find you. Give that website again, or the best way to contact you in terms of getting education and reaching out to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to drop my cell phone number right here. 863-801-6959. You can call me, you can text me. I will get back to you. We're going back on vacation next week for about a week, so bear with me. And then I'm on Instagram and TikTok, Brent L. Bowers 1. And yes, that L stands for land. My parents really hooked me up on that middle name.
Shout out to them. Yes. Okay. Y'all heard it here. I'm gonna do my closeout, and Brent, and I'll stay behind the screen for a moment, and I'll holler back at you. That was Brent L. Landbowers on the show. Thank y'all for tapping in, learn about real estate, vacant land, get some pointers. Make sure you go to his website. I'll put all the links in the description. Better yet, call the phone number. It's on the screen. We'll put the phone number down there. Again, C. Will, thank you for tapping in. Look out for more episodes in the future. Stocks, real estate, passive income, always the best stuff here. All right, y'all. Until the next one, I'm gone.